That's magic. Holy shit. That is so tasty. Pretty much most of my clients will ask, obviously, some nutritional advice. Can you give me a meal plan? And I'm not a big fan of meal plans because I feel like if I give them this whole meal plan, it might be like things they're not used to eating, and that's a bit overwhelming. It's a complete change. So I prefer the kind of approach to say, like, what are your favourite breakfast, lunch and dinners, and just try and get the kind of healthier options of it, or more nutritional options of it. Kind of just get a bit more protein in to kind of maybe stop them snacking so much if that's the problem. So I had one client called John, and he wanted to lose a bit of body fat. He's a great guy, older guy, and I just got him moving more, walking more, but he hit a bit of a plateau. He said, can you give me a nutritional plan? I said, well, just tell me what you eat. I said, let's start with one thing at a time, let's change your breakfast.
Yeah.
And he said he just loved porridge. And obviously it's quite hard to get a kind of high protein porridge because, my opinion, putting protein powder in porridge is disgusting.
Yeah, isn't it? It's really horrible.
It is. So we started off with yogurt with high protein, and some berries and stuff, and the pounds had started dropping off because he was pretty much not snacking, but he got bored of it and he says, look man, I'm really missing my porridge. And I said, okay, let's just have your porridge again, but just having like a clear protein shake as well, just to kind of add that protein into it. If someone likes something so much, rather than completely change it to something they would not normally eat, I think that only lasts so long, you know, and eventually fall off it. So
I think that's it, isn't it? And also it's just like kind of working on what people are already eating. Like how can they make that better? How can they make that more nutritionally balanced? And instead of just having, you know, your bacon and eggs, what can you add in rather than take away?
See, I love that because everyone's always about, like, when it comes to like fat loss and stuff, everyone's always talking about you know, removing stuff, less this, less, and sometimes it's more protein, more fruit, more vegetables.
Exactly.
You know?
That's what I always think. Yeah, just add in as much as you can. See, you still like your, you know, your cheeseburger. Like, how can we make this more, you know, better for you? And it's like simple changes like 5% beef fat mince, and then, you know, I've added in grated courgette, which is going to add in, you know, more nutritional value. It's not just, you know, high fat mince and cheese and bread. It's adding in vegetables. It's adding in using a whole meal roll with added seeds in for fibre and protein and all those sort of things. So you can really like balance things rather than it just being, you know, your average cheeseburger or bacon and eggs kind of thing. Get in there, mix that.
Oh yeah, that's great. I'll wash my hands first. Fiber's a big thing. Ah, you bastard, my toes, sorry. I think you actually follow Emily Leeming.
Yeah, my mum got her book and I've been reading it.
Well, the book's amazing.
It's really good.
She's all about fibre, like, you know.
Yeah, and I also think like because I realised you know, kind of didn't eat enough fibre, and now I'm like, I'm really focusing on it more. You feel better when you've had a lot of fibre.
Absolutely.
Let me add in a little bit of this.
Yeah. Her book's incredible. She's a clever lady.
Yeah.
Do you know your mum, Claire?
Yeah. No, I don't.
I train her mum. My mum's lovely as well. She's
get in there. Might just add a little bit more of that. Bit of breadcrumbs.
It already smells amazing.
Perfect.
Is that
That should be good. Yeah. And then we basically, I can help form them into these, but we should get about 3 from this, I would think.
So tell me about, Nicola, how long you've been doing this and what kind of started it off?
So I've been cooking since I was like really young. I've always loved it. And then I went to uni, and then I didn't do anything food related, but in the summers I would go and cook for people that were on holidays and things. And yeah, then just really started to get into it more, and then I started doing my recipe writing, which I kind of do 3 days a week, and now I have my own little business being a private cook for dinner parties, which is really fun actually. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, keeping me busy.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, we should get about 4 out of this. 300 grams of mince, which quite a lot of people would usually make 4 burgers from 500 grams of mince. Right. So adding in that courgette is helping to pad it out. So we've got less mince, more vegetables, which is always going to be better for you. What do you sort of cook for Alfie and yourself?
Alfie's quite he's fussy, not for lack of trying, he's just very, very weird about textures and taste and stuff. Alfie's likes anything that's plain or bread.
Okay, yeah.
He only likes he likes carrots and peppers and mushrooms, but he doesn't like them cooked.
Does he not?
No.
Okay. So he likes crunchy
He
stuff.
loves crunchy stuff.
I can get
He just loves pasta. I mean, pasta and bread are his favourite things. It's a weird one. People might disagree with this, right? But I think that like we are like as a society kind of we're conditioned to believe you wake up in the morning you must have breakfast. I feel like food shouldn't be something that's forced. I think that's it can be quite a damaging thing, that, you know, eating for the sake of it rather than, you know, because I know obviously you have to fuel your body and stuff, but you know, it's that kind of conditions you to eat when you're not hungry rather than because you need it. I think it's such a rat race, the one you get up for school, you're rushing, you're getting them ready, get food out the door, and I don't like that. So with Alfie in the morning, like I get him up early and he goes to shower straight away, gets ready, and we actually just sit and have breakfast together and have a chill morning rather than rushing at the morning. I hate it. People always like will say, oh, you know, I need to give my kids something in the morning, and a lot of kids will eat cereal, and I'm nothing against cereal. I love a bowl of Cocoa Pops now and again, but like every morning give me that was normal to me growing up, and most people and you just because it was normal, you just associate it with a healthy breakfast, and you're like, wait a minute here, there's no slow release energy, it's just a sugar rush that you know, shuts down again. It doesn't really fuel their body, their mind for going to school,
especially when they're young. Like they need that.
So I just say to Alf in the morning, like I don't like he eats in the morning a bit of watermelon and he eats Jacob's crackers with some cheese in it. That's what he loves.
Does he? But that's fine, because at least he's eating, you know, he's eating something and he enjoys it. So
but he's quite a fussy. He's quite, not so much fussy. He just likes certain things, but anything bread. But the thing with Alfie, like he loves like chicken nuggets and stuff like that. But and again, I'm not demonising that or anything against it. Now and again, a bit of convenience food's not bad. But like I just like to, when I make it, like, just buy chicken breast and kind of, you know, like cornflake chicken and stuff like that as well. Just something a bit healthier, you know. And I think it just tastes nicer. You know, as well.
Just a bit more flavour, isn't it?
And the weird thing is, a lot of people will say like, I can't afford to do that. I know people can't afford, you know, to buy certain foods, but like when you think about it, you buy a big box of chicken nuggets or you buy a couple of chicken breasts and bread, the cost difference probably isn't that different. Massively, and it's so much healthier as well. But what do you recommend for kids that like are, like for example, you get kids that are fussy eaters, or kids who just like that kind of convenience food?
I think you can easily sort of make things, say they like chicken fajitas, so the chicken and the peppers, maybe they don't like too much spice, but you don't need to have lots of spice. It can just be, you know, your chopped chicken and your peppers. So I would always say, if that's something that they enjoy, why not make, you know, 3 times the amount, keep it in the fridge, and then each meal you can change it up. So one night you could have it with your wraps, one night you could have it with chips, one night you could have it with couscous, one night you could have it with, so you know they're getting something that they enjoy, their chicken fajitas with peppers, but you're changing up the sides to suit them. And also it means that you don't have to be cooking every night. If you want to just prep some at the start of the week, then you can, and it's kind of there.
That's one of the questions I had as well, because a lot of my clients are asking about, like, you know, meal prepping or no time to cook and stuff. 2 things. If there's people who are trying to kind of eat in moderation, when they find that there's more portions they'll sometimes have a second portion, or secondly, certain foods like reheated just wasn't the same. So what kind of tips you got for that kind of thing?
So I would recommend, things that are going to prep well, things that you can cook and then will keep well in the fridge, things quite often that are like in a sauce. So say you've got like a curry or like a bolognese, chili, that sort of thing, it's going to store really well in your fridge for probably up to 3 days. Anything more than 3 days, probably not best. So I'd say 3 days is kind of the best. And then to avoid things that have got high water content, to like prep in advance. So say you're chopping things like cucumber, tomatoes, like you're best doing that kind of as and when, because that can just, you know, it will go a bit soft and just not the nicest. Or if you say you've got salad and you're just trying to, you know, last minute chop it, stir it through, and you've got like a nice fresh tasting meal without it kind of being a little bit soggy and that sort of thing. So I would usually recommend. Also about 3 days is probably your best when it comes to meal prepping, I would say.
I guess it's just that the kind of prepping stuff, like the cutting the veg stuff, it takes the longest anyway, isn't it? So is there any particular dishes you would use for like that keep the kind of veg better, would you say, or does it just depend on the veg itself?
It kind of depends really. If you're doing things like stir fries, I would say that's best done as and when you want to eat it, because you kind of want the crunch from the veg. Whereas if you're just adding veggies to a dish, like a stew or something, they're going to soften anyway, so you might as well make that and it can store in the fridge. Things like stews are a really good one for adding in loads of veg. You could add in, you know, you could add in 6 different types of vegetables if you wanted to. If you're gonna make like a chili with peppers and you've got your onions, why not, you know, add in a chopped courgette and a big handful of spinach, and then you're also having your chili, but you're having added nutritional, you know, benefits. And it's just gonna make it a bit more of a filling, wholesome meal, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like awesome.
Do you do a lot of meal prep then? Oh, you are at the minute for your car?
Well, not actually, just because I'm only having like turkey with broccoli, and so I just usually put in the pan in the morning, like boil the broccoli and the green beans, and then just cook the turkey as and when. So, and then tuna. So that's the only thing I'm having. So there's not a lot of meal prep.
Really? Yeah.
In the past, but the thing with me is I because I live here myself, and Alfie only stays at kind of every other weekend and comes and Thursdays for dinner and stuff. It's like people find it really silly because you want to go to Asda and Tesco and get a big shot, but I actually just nip to the co-op as when I need to because it's just me.
Yeah, and that works for you.
It works
I think it's whatever it works.
Yeah.
I think the idea of meal prepping is a great idea, but I think for me, some people can be, you know, prepped for 7 days and they're eating the same thing every day, and for me that is just so boring.
Yeah, so you're going to fall off it when you do that every time.
Yeah, you're going to fall off it. So yeah, that's why I always sort of think that if you sort of prep your, say your protein or whatever is going to be the main part of your meal and change up the bits around it, then you can at least kind of have something that feels different, even though you're not having to cook the same thing every night.
That is really clever. Something that sounds so simple, but I never thought of. You know, when you said like just like when fajitas using the chicken for 3 different meals. Something I haven't done in a while is meal prepping for no other reason other than it's just me here. Yeah. I know it sounds silly, but just
exactly. And sometimes it doesn't actually take. You know, it's not if you're not eating complex things. It's like it's kind of simple just to.
And I quite like actually. Again, I'm nobody Gordon Ramsay, but I quite like after like a day's work, it's just some downtime actually. Just you know, just cooking something, whether it's simple or not. It's just. I
think so. Well, for me, it's very like therapeutic, and I really enjoy it. But for some people, you know, that work busy jobs, they just need to come in and just eat. Like, you know that feeling when you come back from work and you're just really grumpy and ravenous, and you just.
I found in the past as well. Sometimes I've meal prepped. I've had a lot of wastage because of
stuff.
Yeah. In the past, I've tried that. It's just I've made bulk, but not eat it.
I think, because you probably got bored of it.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, I don't want this anymore. I'm sick of the sight of seeing this bowl of chili that's been bubbling away.
And that's why I don't go normally, wouldn't normally do a big food shop, because a lot of it would get wasted. You know, because it's a time frame for it going off and stuff. And I know people say, it's more expensive nipping the co-op every other day, but actually it doesn't. It's not more expensive because I'm not wasting anything. I'm getting what I need as and when because I love myself, you know.
Exactly. So, and you're making the most of it, aren't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. Definitely.
But it's things like Alfie absolutely loves mac and cheese. He loves it. To try and make it a bit more nutritional value from him. I've done like pulled pork mac and cheese and there's chicken in it, and just even putting sweet corn and
tomatoes and sweet corn. I think
loves it.
Corn's a great one for kids as well. Just like bulks it up, and it's just it's a really good one. And even peas, things like that. Anything like that that you can add in that they maybe can't see. Yeah. What they don't know is there.
You look amazing, man. Unreal.
Low fat cheese on the top.
Lovely, jubbly.
Still melts really well. Good to go. Done.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Wholemeal bun, so that's gonna keep you fuller for longer. Lots of added fibre and bits, and then gonna add some lettuce and tomato again on top. That's just gonna add a bit more to it.
Lovely, jubbly.
There you go, low-fat cheeseburger.
Wow.
And you got some for later?
Oh, I can't wait. Right from market. That is so tasty.
Look good.
Flavour's amazing. Oh, it's incredible.
Good.
Wow.
It's mad how you make burgers homemade. There's literally like 4 ingredients.
Insane. That's insane. If you had someone that wanted something like this, but they like sauce, but ketchup and brown sauce are full of crap, what would you recommend putting in it?
So I would say my 2 top things for adding flavour to something like a burger would be find a hot sauce if you like spice. I love spice. There's like hundreds of different hot sauces, all varying different flavours, spice levels. So a hot sauce for any food is good. And then also, if you go to the spice aisle in the supermarket, the like pastes, there's so many good pastes, like chipotle paste, harissa paste, just curried spice, curried paste and stuff. They're actually like not that high in calories, and they add so much flavour. You could add it to a burger. You could also spread it over a piece of fish. You could mix it through with your roast vegetables, and it adds so much flavour. Yeah,
so
I would say a hot sauce is a really good place to start if you like spice. But yeah, then
I do like spice. 10 out of 10, by the way.
Good. Well, you got a few left for you. Maybe you can get Alfie to eat one.